Welcome to Digital Storytelling for Teaching Nursing Concepts. Today, I want to share with you the use of 21st century story or digital storytelling in nursing education to enhance students' knowledge and understanding of fundamental concepts and their significance to the humanistic focus of nursing practice. Story is the vehicle we use to make sense out of life. Everyone has a story to tell. What's your story? Students excitedly share the stories of their patient care learning experiences, both in post-conference and written word-only clinical journals. But when it comes to learning concepts of pathophysiology, research, or leadership theory, students regress to rote memorization and recall of facts, not recognizing that this knowledge is essential to safe nursing practice. Let's begin with 10 reasons the adoption of digital storytelling would benefit student learning. Digital storytelling inspires dedication to work, encourages creativity, promotes critical thinking and problem solving, embraces diversity, captures attention, fosters group dynamics, piques interest in writing, addresses different learning styles, creates a positive classroom environment, and incorporates multiple intelligences. Since the beginning of humanity, storytelling and our ability to learn is what has set us apart from other species. It almost seems that our interest in stories is in our genes and is what makes our brain work the way it does. Stories grab attention, illustrate a point, and are remembered because they capture a common experience. The art of storytelling is uniquely human and encapsulates 4 elements of the teaching-learning process: information, knowledge, context, and emotions. Storytelling highlights the reasons to care about a topic, illustrates cause and effect relationships, and explicates values. In the early days, storytelling meant meeting around a campfire after a day of hunting and gathering. Today, we do pretty much the same thing at the beach, in the park, or at the local gathering place after work. In the past, a story could only be shared with the people gathered, and the delivery was limited to the presentation skills of the storyteller. These old-type storytelling experiences relied on gestures, voice, facial expressions, and happened at a single point in time. But times they are a-changin'. With the introduction of new technologic devices, the ancient art of storytelling has evolved as a media for teaching and learning. First, the printing press allowed stories to be saved and shared in a written format. The ability to broadcast stories, both real and make-believe, was made possible with the introduction of the radio and then the television. Individuals and families gathered to share the stories being communicated to a diverse audience. And now computers make it possible for anyone to create, tell, and share a story. The Internet is a technology that offers the opportunity to create, present, and use stories in new ways. Through the combination of voice, image, and sound, anyone can create a story and be a digital storyteller. Digital storytelling gives everyone the power of story to explain, recall, and illustrate concepts, events, and ideas. The digital storytelling movement began with the musings of Dana Atchley, an assistant professor at the University of British Columbia, who began experimenting with story writing, photography, and video production to cope with feelings of geographic and artistic isolation. He was a multimedia artist, passionate about combining the ancient art of storytelling with the powerful tools of multimedia technology. He used the latest technology to create digital stories that connected and appealed to audiences in a more visceral, visual, emotional, and real way. He believed digital storytelling combined the best of 2 worlds, the new world of digitalized video, photography, and art, and the old world of telling stories. Atchley was a bit of a legend and certainly a pioneer in digital storytelling fronts. His clients included Coca-Cola, EDS, Adobe, Silicon Graphics, and many institutions of higher education. But what is a digital story? A digital story is a first-person video narrative using computer-based tools to tell a story in a 2 to 5 minute focused and engaging presentation. A digital story combines a narrated piece of personal writing using one's own voice, photographs, video, music, and sounds. Daniel Meadows defines a digital story as a short, personal, multimedia tale told from the heart. Digital storytelling is a strategy to bring human thought and emotion into the learning of fundamental concepts using a holistic and constructivist approach as the student builds a story. It is effective for conveying information because of its ability to communicate layers of meaning. Storytelling helps people to connect, explore, and understand concepts and complex processes. There are 7 critical elements to each digital story. Point of view. Stories are not just a collection of facts. They are told to make a point. In creating a story, the author needs to think about what is the point of my story and what is my perspective. Dramatic question. Stories need to capture an audience's attention. A good story starts with a dramatic question and answers that question in the end. Emotion. Stories evoke emotions and feelings that lead to the development of memories. Serious issues come alive in a personal and powerful way and connect the story to the audience. Gift of your voice. The use of the storyteller's own voice makes the story personal and unique and helps the audience understand the context. Soundtrack. Use of music or sound can capture attention, support, and embellish the storyline. Economy. Stories are short but focused. Creating a concise and focused story requires the use of critical writing skills as the author distills the story and adds richness to illustrate the drama and emotion. Using just enough content to tell the story without overloading the viewer is essential. Rhythm. Keeping the story with a rhythm and pace appropriate to the message keeps the listener engaged and anticipating what will come next. Storytelling defines who we are, where we have come from, and where we are going, and finally, what we care about. Storytelling and learning are inextricably intertwined because the process of composing a story is also a process of making meaning. Stories provide the large and small instruments of meaning and explanation that we store in our memories. While digital storytelling is most often associated with the arts and humanities, it can also be an effective strategy for learning in the sciences. Integrating opportunities for storytelling into coursework enhances learning. Through storytelling, students are asked to reflect on what they know and to examine their beliefs and thoughts. The advantages of adopting digital storytelling as a learning strategy is that it creates opportunities for students to enhance social presence, use reflective thinking processes, share emotions, and see linkages amongst concepts and real-life situations. When creating and sharing a digital story, the student has the opportunity to demonstrate competency in research, writing, technology, presentation, and problem-solving skills. The student will develop competency in digital, technologic, visual, and information literacy. In addition, digital storytelling can be used by faculty as a lesson hook or to motivate students, a way to make difficult material understandable, or to facilitate class discussion. Nurses have long relied on story to teach patients and to share learning experiences. In the educational setting, digital storytelling is an innovation to share and chronicle the rich and aesthetic experiences of students over the course of their educational journey. Specific to the teaching of fundamental concepts, students may find creating, telling, and listening to digital stories more appealing than just reading the textbook, memorizing facts, and recalling them for a high-stakes examination. If students are excited and empowered by the material being studied, They integrate the knowledge and understanding of the learned material into the neural storage complex of the human brain, making it accessible for future applications. Nurses need the knowledge to collect patient-specific data and to recognize alterations in the patient's condition or response to treatment. Patients do not read the textbook before becoming ill. Therefore, their presentation does not always follow the specific sequence outlined in the books. Using digital stories as a learning activity will allow the learner to explore the possible variations in presentation. Theorists believe that as a pedagogical technique, digital storytelling can be applied to any subject and leads to deep and reflective learning. In closing, I would like to leave you with 3 thoughts. Tell me a fact, and I'll learn. Tell me a truth, and I'll believe. Tell me a story, and I'll remember forever. Thank you for your attention. I hope you will consider adding digital storytelling activities into your curriculum. Please forward your questions and comments to me at the email address on your screen. Thank you, and have a great day.